Welcome to RP Gamepire. I'm David.
I'm Julie.
So now we're going to do the review of Jetpack Joyride. If you haven't had a chance, please check out our playthrough video and how to play video. So here's the box for those who backed the collector's box on the Kickstarter. Yeah. But it comes with the, looks like this is probably going to be the retailer edition. So we only played the basic pieces. I'm not sure what we got in here is also in the retailer edition, but I do know that what we played with is going to, 99.9% chance going to be in the retailer edition.
Sounds like you're probably right.
All right, so let's go the overview first.
Okay.
So it's a real-time family game, 1 to 4 players, 20 minutes, ages 8 and up. It's a tile placement race game, and it's by Lucky Duck Games.
So cute.
So
you guys know how we do our reviews.
Maybe. They might be watching it for the first time.
Okay, well...
But, we didn't know that this was based on an app or a video game.
Yeah, it's a phone game thing. Yeah,
so our boys, of that generation that are playing the most recent games, I didn't even know this was based on a video game.
Me neither.
It makes sense that it is.
Sure.
But anyways, the way we do our reviews is that we come up with our list of 5 things, positive, negatives, and neutrals, and we put it in separately, and then we share. So
I get to go first.
So here we go.
Alrighty then. Okay. This game provides cards that can be more challenging for more expert type players or players who maybe are a little bit older or who have even played the app and are a little bit more experienced, as opposed to just the regular cards that someone like me who's never played this game before and not really good on that kind of stuff can play and still be competitive.
So here you'll see that there's these hard lab cards that you can, and it's also good for younger players. So if there's an older player, the older player can take these and make provide a little bit more balance.
Yep. Okay. I think the theme was really fun. It was really cool. Again, I'd never heard of this game before. I didn't know anything about it, but I thought it's kind of fun. You're jetting through this little maze thing. It is a different take on a race/puzzle type game because it is a puzzle, but you're also racing to get through this puzzle. And first of all, I'm not real big on races. I do like puzzles though. So I found it to be kind of interesting.
Yeah, so here you'll see the puzzle here, trying to get through it. And you're laying pentanos, the same kind of pieces that you find in Blockus.
Yeah. That's always a tough one for me too. For me, I found it to be challenging to play. I did practice, I'm not going to lie. I practiced a few times before we had to do this on camera. And with me taking my time and not being under stress of, okay, I'm going to compete against somebody, I did pretty good. Then when it came time to actually have to play against him and compete, it was way challenging. It really...
Well, you were good first 2 rounds.
I was good the first 2 rounds, but then when we got to the 3rd round, my brain just was like, okay, Julie, that's it. I'm done. It's over. Just let him win because I just couldn't think anymore. It was just my brain was really tired.
Some people know your background, but Julie has a cognitive disability. Yep. She's not able to work anymore. In fact, the reason why we play games is so that she doesn't deteriorate over time. In fact, by the way, if anybody cares, there are papers in nursing. There's a lot of nursing papers on using games with Alzheimer's patients and other patients with cognitive disabilities or impairments to help them retain function. Now, Julie doesn't have Alzheimer's, but the point is that there's actually peer-reviewed research papers in nursing journals about using games with populations with cognitive impairment.
And my cognitive impairment came from, I am a 2-time cancer survivor, and all the surgeries and medications that I've been through, all my stuff
There's a lot of medical
has taken a lot of toll on my little brain. And yeah, it's going to be a lifetime thing, but thank goodness for games to help me keep on being the best I can.
When we're playing games, and you'll notice in the playthroughs, when we start getting to be an hour, Julie starts...
You can see me shut down. You can totally see me shut down.
Or a game that's really taxing like this.
Yeah.
So what's good about it is that...
So I'm not giving up. Don't ever think I'm giving up. It's just I just can't do anymore. I just can't.
That's why we would, in the future, it is adjustable. We could just play with 2 rounds instead of 3 rounds.
Yeah, and
it's no big deal.
I did good on 2 rounds, but by the time I got to the 3rd one, I just...
In fact, you would have won if you only did 2 rounds.
Yes, we should have stopped after 2 rounds.
So it really wasn't fair, because if you watch the playthrough, I ended up winning because she shut down because she couldn't deal with the amount of mental concentration it took. And again, that was only, what, about 20 minutes into it.
Yeah, and I tried.
Right.
It just gets to a point where my brain just like, that's it, I'm done.
Right.
So please don't think I'm ever trying to quit, because I'm not.
But anyways, you're not necessarily the target audience.
No.
But it could be there an indication of, not that you're a child, but a child could experience the same issue of cognitive overload.
Absolutely.
Of maybe only can do 2 rounds with a child as well. So it's something to keep in mind. All right, so let's take a look at how I rated it.
All right. No, I know you rated it.
But, yeah, how I...
You know, did your things, yeah.
All right, so it's definitely a thematic puzzle race
thing.
game. Yes, so as we mentioned before, we don't look at our responses. Yeah, it's more thematic than some other ones. Okay, I mean, you could play games where it's just you're matching shapes and things like that. It's just shapes.
Yeah.
There's not no theme there.
True.
I do like the fact it has player skill differentiation. Like what I did, I played with 2 of those hard lab cards. I put the pieces near Julie so she could reach for it easier, and I had to reach further away to get it on camera. So I did things like that to try to make it more competitive. So it has decent variability that increases replayability. So what I mean by that is that you have gadget deck, which you're not going to get through the gadget deck every game, so that's cool. And then the missions, there's enough missions. And then how you flip over the cards, what side you play, definitely is going to be a different game every time.
True.
So it's easy to teach and learn about time. Some of the games you've been playing lately, it's like...
really hard.
The cost-benefit analysis of learning it, reading it, and playing it.
It's rough. It's rough.
If we weren't doing this for YouTube, I'd be still sitting on the shelf, some of them, okay? But one negative I have, and it's going to affect my rating, is the sector cards are too thin.
What are the sector
cards?
And
it needed to interlock. So what does that mean?
Oh, those
So
things.
these cards here, okay?
Oh, they're so
When you saw the playthrough, they move.
Yeah.
And it's annoying. And we're playing on a table that actually has, this is actually made by someone special back east who makes cloth for magicians. So this is high-end velvet, okay, that looks good on camera, that magicians all around the country buy from her. And they're moving on this, okay? Now, maybe if we had a play mat, it wouldn't move as much. But, okay, so they're thin.
Yeah.
They should be thicker, and they should interlock so you can't move. So, for me, that's a negative because it's it kind of detracts from the enjoyment when I got to constantly worry about moving.
Well, remember on the, I believe the 2nd or 3rd round, it totally moved on me and
right,
messed
you
me
messed up. So it's a shame. I would have paid $5, maybe even $10 more to get better tiles.
Oh yeah.
And maybe the publisher's thinking that we got to keep the price point at a certain level.
Could be.
In order to get into Target. I don't know what their plans are to get it into other places, and maybe they don't want to. But you know what? It was a Kickstarter game. I would have paid more to get that version of the game, and then they could still have their cheaper version
for like Target or something
to maintain that MSRP level. So maybe if they do another Kickstarter, they'll have an upgrade pack with better tiles. So
then we'll definitely get those.
And I would get them. So now let's take a look at how we rated it. We used a Board Game Geek 1 through 10 list.
Okay.
So I said 6.5. That's why my eyes are in between the 6 and 7. Because this is a game I'm happy to own. Okay, let me show you the other rankings in case you don't know what they are. I'm happy to own this game. It's because it's so thematic. It's a game that I will bring out for people to say, hey, do you want to play this race game or this race game or this race game? I can give them choices. And this will be definitely one I would give them as an option, especially for those who've played the video game. So if I'm doing a game night somewhere, I would have this available. However, I don't play race games that often. So that's why it's a 6.5. Because, one, Julie doesn't do well at them. It's not your favorite genre game. If our boys were younger, they'd probably want to play it more often.
Well, when our niece and nephews are here over the holidays, maybe they might want to try it.
They might want to play it. I'll show it to them, and maybe they'll want to play it. But then again, there's some other race games they might choose over this one. I would give them options.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
So then why did you rate it a 6?
Well, because if David really wanted to play it,
yeah, you'd play it if you moved.
I'd play if I wasn't real tired.
Right.
And I'd probably, if he really wanted to play it, or we were going to introduce it to, other people, I would do it just to be like the other person to play.
Right.
But I wouldn't suggest it.
So again, we're happy to own it.
Oh, yeah.
Happy to have it in our collection. It's worth owning. It's just that some people are going to want real-time speed puzzle games, are going to rate it higher than us.
Yep.
We don't play those games as often, simply because our boys are older. Julie has a hard time with them. So the rating reflects, it reflects what we're into.
Right, it does not reflect the game at all.
It's a solid game.
Absolutely.
So someone who really likes speed games and real-time
I love
games,
this game.
they might want to play this more often.
Yep.
However, I probably would rate it higher if these tiles, I'd probably rate it a 7.
Oh, yeah.
Because then I'd be like, I don't have to deal with the fiddliness of these cards.
I still would rate it a 6.
Right, but I would probably rate it a half point higher if
You
it wasn't for
probably would,
that.
yeah.
Because eventually we'll do all the speed games. You probably own about 20 of them. But they're collecting dust on the shelf because we don't play them as often. But if I was still doing pull-out gate, gifted and talented,
oh, you would totally.
I would have this set up for the kids.
Yeah.
Because when you do pull-out gate, kids come to your classroom from their other classrooms, and some of them forget to come on time. And so what you do, and I train teachers on teaching the gifted through Toro University. And one of the strategies I go over with the teachers, I say, if you want to get your kids to come on time, you have games out like this.
Give them some incentive.
So that way, for the first 5 minutes while you're waiting for other people to come on time, they play the game. And then when the kids come late, you say, sorry, you missed out. Come on time next time.
Yeah.
And then you get them going on their bell work or whatever, I have them getting going on their journals.
Right, right.
So this game I would have out, just like I would have out Jungle Speed, Set. Eventually I'll do a whole video series on games you would want to use in the classroom for total class, or games you want to use for to encourage kids to come on time.
And I won't be a part of that.
So I would have this game out for, especially for the kids that are really into video games. You'd be like, oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
So my rating actually would be higher for this game to use in the classroom. However, again, I know kids, this would move and they'd get frustrated.
Oh my gosh, I got frustrated.
Especially on classroom tables where they're so slippery.
Oh gosh, yes,
the varnish,
that's
these
right.
would be moving all over the place.
They'd be all on the floor.
So, if you're watching this, you really do need to come out with a better version of this, especially if you want teachers to buy this, because teachers would appreciate having interlocking tiles.
Yep.
And using with kids, they would get frustrated.
Oh, sure.
Because it would be moving all over the place.
Yeah.
Especially when they're reaching for it real quick. And again,
you just barely knock it, and all of a sudden you're off a whole step. And that's where I was. And I thought, ooh, I'm finally going to get this far. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, yeah, no.
And then it would be more durable, too, for the classroom if they had. So I don't know if that's their game plan, if they care about the educational market. But
I don't know.
As you know, when we do our reviews, I tend to mention this a lot because I'm going now on 24. Eddie's going to be 23?
Yes. Next year.
It's 24 years I've been teaching. It's my 24th year. 23, yeah, because I did my student teaching and taught at that one school before he was born. Yeah, so I'm going on 24 years.
Yes, you are.
Unfortunately, I moved states. I could retire in 5 years if I would have stayed in Arizona, but oh well, that's the way it goes.
Okay, so he digresses. Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
I digress. Because when you're a teacher, you think, okay, how much more to retirement? And then you retire, then you go back in and double dip. In fact, I was telling somebody today, a student, that says, yeah, if you go into the National Guard, put 25 years in, then, because you could be part-time, and then you work a job with the government, and then you could retire at 45, then you have 2 retirements, and you work on your 3rd retirement. And she was actually listening. She says, yeah, I know.
Oh, my goodness sakes. Okay, well, we're done talking about military stuff.
Or retirement.
Or retirement. We just wanted to give you guys our take on Jetpack Joyride.
Yeah, so this is RP Gamepire. I'm David, and if
I'm
we get
Julie.
if we get 100 likes, we'll do the mini expansions.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
So please remember to subscribe and like. We really appreciate you watching.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much, and don't forget to tell your friends and family.
Yep. Have a good day.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.